So the fudging punching, or the slow punching that we've been doing, Dan Tein punching, is the one punch that can teach you all punches. Needs a few biomechanical things going on. I don't think it's exactly all punches, but the idea being that if you can make this shake, have a certain mechanic with your shoulder, then you've got already, so some elbows here, there's already strong power there, elbow side, here, elbow up, there's a little bit of a change in the way the ribs move here, down, it's a bit more closure with that, but there's a sense of rotation. So we got a hook punches, so from this position, if I'm going from here, so still opposite force, my movement's coming from here still, I'm not going back to using my arms and shoulders to make the power. Still opposite force that can turn to uppercuts, overhands, hooks, all because I can know how to use the Dan Tein and the rotation here. Got elbows going that way, of course. Up, so shake, makes the up elbow, rebound forces, all sorts of things are there. So you're all the palm strikes, of course, anything grabbing, anything hooking, blocking. So it's all coming from that Dan Tein motion that's taught in the foundation exercise. So to progress, go to 1.5, 2 shoulder width, push across, go slow. So I'm not punching to the corners, I'm punching out to the front. Center line is here, I have another center line here, another center line here when I punch across. There. So here the hip is turning, I'm pushing with the leg, and it's still that shaking motion combined with push. All mechanics are the same. This punch either keep your head level as you do it, which means that Dan Tein stays level, or a little bit down, up. Don't do this up and down at the ends. That means you don't understand how to transfer the weight properly. Then from there, moving into a Sun T position, phasic step position with the heel up. You can practice weight forward, weight back, usually Sun T's weight back, so you can lift that quite easy. So I can go from here. This now takes an element of asymmetry, of symmetry out and asymmetry in. So my body here will have less of a waist turn to get this out, so it makes it a bit harder. This will have more waist turn, so it makes it harder there. So I still want the same idea. I can practice this slowly, sitting the weight in the back leg, about 60-70% weight here. Both the quads being used, a sense of both the feet being used here too. And then that's working into fast punch. People usually do this, they want to start bending forward when they do this. So there's that again. Or they want to transfer their weight because they don't know how to use the hip here with this prop of the back leg. So that's where all the Sun T training, particularly what's taught in Shingi, comes in. Then that moves into stepping, half stepping, 4 steps, all that sort of stuff. Ideally with the issue of your power, but everyone's good at issuing the power. Big stance, because the rotational force you can make, big wide stance, and you can really get the punches coming out. It's useful for wrestling, that kind of thing. So I've got the guy's arm hooked here, I've got maybe a false barrier here or something like that, or I'm against his body. I've moved it a certain way where I just have to use the shoulder, the shake of here, to throw or straighten that leg out. So that's the Dan Tein there for shaking for throwing, quick takedowns. And we want to also progress from a shoulder width, which generally makes the power go out easier. Progress to smaller, so only about a foot width between. Still make the power just as good. Feet together, power just as good. Ultimately on one leg, still power out. The leg will be used a certain way as a reaction force, a counter force. It can be used that way, lifting up, down, or pulling that in, which kind of really helps how the knee moves. That's another way of progressing the Dan Tein punching. Still the powers are the same meant to be. what I was going to say before, people are good with their power, big stance, via set. They're good with their position, weight in the back leg. Not so much, but takes some practice. It can be good power in the back leg, power in the front leg, or stepping on the back leg, the front leg landing. The power comes out there. So people are generally good at it. Xingyi trains it a lot, or the back foot as I come up, I've stepped the back foot coordinate with that. So generally that's pretty easy, not easy, but it's easier to do than making your force in the middle. So as your foot's in the air, can you make your power come out? So you have to issue while your foot's in the air still. That's a big reason why Xingyi and Bagua have their half step pushing with that back leg all the time, that it can halfway through can change position, can lift, draw in the hook. The back leg's controlling it as far as you can, and it has to commit at a certain point, but you're able to use your arms for push hands, for ward off, to alter, to issue. That's a big part of the Wu Dao Gong training, Xingyi training, Tai Chi to a certain degree, depends who's teaching you, I think. And Bagua, that's going to be a big part of their training too. I think that's everything.